I have all the respect in the world for him. He was one of my favorite judges of all time.
He's the kind of a judge that they all ought to be, I think.
He is very clear on the difference between right and wrong, and he has an unwavering commitment to do what's right.
You hear people talk about Judge Parker all the time, how humble a man he is for someone of such great accomplishment. He's a person of the most impeccable judgment I've ever encountered.
Rendered his decisions first upon the facts as he'd found them, and the law as he understood it, and didn't make up any new law except where there wasn't law.
When I got to know him, I discovered that he was an extremely friendly person, but that masks a core of steel. He has a very powerful, omnipresent conscience.
I've had a lot of experience with Judge Parker as a lawyer, mainly as a co-counsel. We've been co-counsel together in certainly more than a dozen cases. And that's not by accident. I seek him out.
I don't think we were ever on the same side. We were always opposed to each other, but he knew how to talk to a jury. He did a great job at that. I remember that he wanted to be a United States District Judge. He knew, because of his innate sense of justice and fairness, what should or should not happen in a jury trial, and exemplified that throughout his career on the trial bench.
Tolerant and courteous to lawyers, demanding about your behavior and your preparation. He treated litigants fairly. Both sides got an even shot. And he was smart, and that helps.
His value system is sound and strong. He's honest. He hates hypocrisy, and his own life is a model.
I'm sure that he would say that he wouldn't be where he is today were it not for the education he received. So I'm confident that he thinks that education is critically important to all that he's been able to do.
He's a great example of a UT Law graduate because of what he's accomplished. I know Judge Parker's very proud of the fact that he went there, and he's very proud of the accomplishments of the law school in the decades since he's been there.
He went to school to improve himself, and along the way, he was given opportunities to do it. His desire is that other young people have that opportunity.
He's actively committed to anything in his life that he puts his oar into. So he spends a great deal of time looking after his daughters and his sons-in-law and his grandchildren, and of course his wife, Frida, who is number one in his life.
He's a God-fearing man, and then he's a daddy and a granddaddy. Then he's a lawyer and a judge.
He is a workaholic. He starts work at about 3 or 3:30 in the morning, and he finally folds his tent about 8:30 or 9 in the evening, and in the middle of that, 7 days a week, he works like a demon.
I don't know how long it'll last. He has said he's retiring. Frida so far has not protested. She says she's enjoying it.
You know, I'm stunned. The guy doesn't ever seem like he's going to slow down. He's the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going, and I wouldn't bet that he's going to slow down.
I know he would scold me for this, but he's a very good-looking man. He would say, "Don't say that," but he is. He's also got a sort of a magnetism about him that just draws people to him. And as a result, he just has a legion of friends, and I count myself very blessed to be one of those.
If I get in a ditch and I need somebody to pull me out, I believe I could call Bob, and that's the only call I'd have to make. And I believe there are lots of folks that feel the same way about him.
He's just as good a friend as he was before. That is a part of his character that we need more of these days in America, if you let me add my own preaching.
I've introduced Judge Parker several times at national conferences as the most respected in Texas. Well, that's something for a law school to be proud of.